Ready to rock and roll.
All right, excellent. Okay, so as I said, tonight's presentation is about social media and web marketing. The name of my company, again, is Media Melanie.
You guys, if you can't hear, you can come over on this side, or you speak a little louder, Melanie.
Sure,
That's not a microphone.
It doesn't work? Oh, okay.
No.
Sorry, I'll try to speak louder. If you guys can't hear me, just let me know. I'm happy to project as far as I can. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, I work as the publicist for an author here in San Diego. Her name is Lois Joy Hoffman. Her and her husband Gunter sailed around the world for 8 years after they turned 60, and she is currently writing a trilogy about their travels. My job for her is to brand her as an author and also brand her books and her trilogy to ultimately sell books, get her speaking engagements, and enhance her online visibility. Just an example of the success that we've had over the past year. If you Google, yourself or your business, or as I'm doing here, my client, you should be able to use social media to achieve organic search engine optimization results. As you can see, if you Google Lois Joy Hoffman, her articles that she's been published in, links to that appear on the first page of Google. Her YouTube profile with different videos that she's posted and interviews. Her Twitter profile, a link to where you can buy her book on Amazon.com. Her LinkedIn profile, her Facebook profile, and her blog. Ultimately, when you're branding yourself or your business online, you want to achieve this first page result so that way you're not getting lost in the mix. Social media is a great way to do that. The more links that you provide, the more networks that you're a part of, and the more content that you provide, the better your results are going to be for the search engines. As I mentioned, I've also set up and managed social media accounts for a number of different business types. I act as a consultant where I sit down and teach people the best way to market their business online and use social media to leverage those tactics. I also, as I mentioned, work in TV and video production. A little later, if you want to visit my website, I list different projects that I've worked on. And as you can see, I also incorporate social media into my own website. Up here at the top right on each page, I have a link that goes directly to my Facebook page. I've got one that goes to my Twitter profile, to my LinkedIn profile, and to my blog on WordPress. So it's very important to incorporate all of these tools into your website. It helps with the search engine optimization, it helps with online branding, and it lets people know that you're not just a static website. You're actually a person who shares information and content across multiple channels on the web. And my Twitter feed isn't working right now, but I also put a panel that links to my Facebook there, so you can kind of get cross-linking going on. Someone can visit your website, they can, see that you're on Facebook, visit your Facebook profile, and they can also see that you're on Twitter, and then go and visit you on Twitter as well. How many of you have watched the viral video, The Social Media Revolution, before? Any of you guys? One? Okay. Well, this went viral a few years ago, but they just updated it for 2011 with some new media statistics. It's very powerful, so we're going to take a moment to watch and see some statistics about social media, the benefits, and basically how it's taking over the world. Oh, do we have? Oh, okay. Let's see. Bear with me while we make sure we've got the audio going. Excellent. Okay. necessary for your business. It's probably what will determine whether or not you stay in business. So learning how to use it and use it properly is extremely important in today's day and age. Now, you may ask, or maybe not after watching the video, why social media? The most important thing about social media is to understand that it increases your online visibility. It's an organic search engine optimization tool, so that way you're not paying Google every month to use their keyword program so you get found in search results. It's an organic way because the links that you share, the conversations that you join, the profiles that you interact with, they're all ways to stay timely, to stay consistent, and to stay in people's minds. Not only existing customers that you may have, but also potential customers who are going to be looking your business up online. They're going to see if you're on Facebook. They're going to read recommendations on Yelp. So it's extremely important to be out there. How many of you guys are in this class to learn web design for your own business, or how many of you are business owners? Excellent. And how many of those business owners are currently using some form of social media to market your business? Okay, so we've got a few there. Well, hopefully I can convince you, to kind of step up your game a little bit and incorporate that into your business and your marketing plan so you can see the success that you're looking for. Social media is a great way to give your brand a personality. Ultimately, you want your website to be the central hub of your online presence, and the social media and networking sites will be arms off of your website. Your website is, a central place where people can learn who you are, what you do, the services that you offer, and the social media sites allow you to share more timely information more consistently, so that way you're not always updating your website. It allows people to see more about who you are. A blog allows you to share, more thoughts and insights into your brand, your industry, your product, and your services. And it's not just a static page that, sits there and gives people the same information time after time. The important thing with social media is providing valuable and consistent content. I like to implement the 80%, 20% rule, which means that about 80% of the time you should be sharing content that people will find interesting. Tips related to the product or service that you offer, news related to your industry, information that people actually want to come back and learn more about. 20% of the time is what I like to call shameless self-promotion. If you do too much of that, too much of the time, it's going to turn people off. Social media is all about finding the balance to sharing information that people want to hear and information that they also find, interesting, that's not always about yourself or your business. Facebook makes it very easy for people to unsubscribe to your news feed for a business page, which means if you're always inundating people with, your website links and just things about yourself that are very promotionally or markety, they may not want to hear that every day. So it's about writing and finding content that people actually want to read and want to come back and learn more about. Social media is great for networking. Joining in social conversations is absolutely key. With Facebook, you don't just want to have it be a one-way street. You're not just putting out links to your own website. You're liking the posts that other businesses and brands put out there. You're leaving comments on blogs. You're interacting with other bloggers. On Twitter, you're retweeting information from other people on Twitter. And you're replying to kind of show that you have a personality. Again, you're giving insights into things that are relevant within your industry, news. It's not just about, saying, I'm offering 25% off this week. It's about offering people information and insights that they find interesting and that they want to come back and hear more about. Okay. And there are so many social networks out there now, but these are the ones, depending on your business type, that I recommend to all of my clients. Facebook, of course. Facebook pages for your business is an integral tool. It allows you to share information, interact with other brands, and it is one of the biggest ones out there. It's important to stay consistent. You can have a Facebook business page, but if you're not consistently posting information, it just kind of sits there and people aren't likely to come back and actually, see what you're doing. You want to provide people, again, it's all about the interesting and valuable information. Twitter, which some of you may or may not be familiar with, is a microblogging site. It's more up-to-the-minute updates, and it's important for you to kind of, learn the ropes with Twitter, see what other people are talking about, monitor your competition so you can see what they're doing on both Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. And most importantly, get news that actually matters to you. You can customize your Twitter so you're following people that are also sharing information that you may want to reshare, and it's a great way to get information out there. You can link your Facebook and Twitter accounts together so that way you get a little more bang for your buck. That way, anytime you make an update on Facebook, it will automatically go to Twitter and vice versa. It's just a great way to kind of cross-link between social networks. Yelp, as you saw on the video, 90% of people trust peer recommendations. So it's very important to see if your business is on Yelp, see what people are saying about it, and make sure you claim your business. There's a way you can set up a business owner's account so that way if somebody does leave a negative review on your Yelp profile, you have a chance to communicate with them and write back and try to make the situation better. Kind of like turning lemons into lemonade. So if you haven't already, I encourage you to see if your business is on Yelp and see what people are saying. If you're not on Yelp, that's something that I help businesses with, making sure that you're listed, making sure that you claim your business. It's all part of the process. And how many of you guys have heard of or used Foursquare? Nobody? Well, Foursquare is a check-in social media site. A lot of people access it from their phones, and anytime they visit a business that's listed on Foursquare, they will check in. It's a great way, if you claim your business on Foursquare, to encourage customer loyalty, especially if you're a retail business or a restaurant or bar, something where you can offer people an incentive for them to check into your business. It's a great way to offer promotions, and it doesn't work for everybody, but it is quite a phenomenon. Lots of people check in on Foursquare, so I encourage you to check that out if you haven't already. YouTube, we just watched a video on YouTube, and as you saw, that Super Bowl Darth Vader ad, more people watched it on YouTube than actually watched it during the Super Bowl. It's a great way to incorporate video into your brand, set up a profile for your business, upload videos, like and interact with other people who are posting videos. Video is a great way to give your brand more of a personality. You can incorporate video into your website, but being present on YouTube is absolutely essential if you're a business owner. Flickr is a photo sharing website. It is a great way to give some visual aspects to your brand. WordPress is a blogging site. WordPress and Blogger are probably the two biggest blogging sites. It's also possible to add a blog to your website itself, but I definitely encourage business owners to blog because, as I mentioned, it's a great way to give a little bit more personality to your brand. It's not just a static page. It's something that you can provide commentary on for current events, You can promote events for your own business and, write about anything that relates to your business. It's another great way to enhance your search engine optimization organically. LinkedIn. How many of you guys have a LinkedIn profile? Excellent. Not only is it great for getting a job, but it's also great for networking with other businesses in your industry. You can join groups on there. You can join conversations on LinkedIn. And it's just another profile that you can incorporate into your entire social media presence. Google Places is essentially a place where you can list your business. It's another one where you want to make sure your business is listed there so you're not missing out on letting your competitors be found and you not be found. And it's another place you claim your business, interact with it, make sure your business listing is what you want it to be, and just making sure that you're present. The more social networks you're present on, the better your search engine optimization and your overall web visibility will be. There are a number of tools that help to manage your social media. Hootsuite is an automation tool that allows you to schedule posts to Facebook and Twitter ahead of time. So if you know you're, say, going on vacation for 2 weeks, you can make sure that your social media stays consistent. Using an automation tool like Hootsuite allows you to maintain that consistency, which again is one of the most important things when you're managing social media for a business. Dig and StumbleUpon are bookmarking sites which allow you to share links and promote cross-linking, so that way if you're posting a new blog, for instance, you can share the blog post, you can post the blog post on Facebook and Twitter. It's all about cross-promoting and cross-linking with the social media. It all ties into the overall web presence. And do you guys know what RSS feeds are? Have you subscribed to them or used them for your own websites before? Okay. RSS feeds are an automated publishing tool which you can also incorporate into your website or into your Facebook or into your blog. It essentially automatically publishes information that's relevant to your business, and that again ties into the consistency. I know I've said consistency about 50 times so far, but being consistent with social media is the #1 way that you're going to be successful. Other online marketing tactics include email marketing. Some of you may subscribe to email newsletters or email blasts, or you may send them out for your own business. Have any of you used Constant Contact or MailChimp or any of those? A couple of you? Okay. The key with email marketing is to build a solid list. If you don't have people to email that actually sign up to get your information, then it's not a tool that's going to be valuable. But there's a number of ways to build your contact lists so that way email marketing is a successful tool. You can also build that into your social media. Facebook has a tab that allows you to put a Constant Contact sign up right on your Facebook page. So that way you can encourage people to sign up for your email list directly from your Facebook page. So it kind of all has a tie-in in that regard. Online publicity is a great online branding tool as well. There are a number of different paid PR online press release distribution sites. PR Web is one of them. PR Log is a free press release distribution site. If you have something that's newsworthy, if you have an event that you're promoting, if you have some sort of community tie-in that you want to talk about, it's a great way to get the word out. These days, press releases can be emailed to media outlets directly. You can grab a link from your online press release and share it on your Facebook page, on your Twitter page. So it's a great way to kind of build the publicity aspect into your social media profiles as well. There are specialty sites, depending on your business type, that may or may not work for you. Groupon and those deal type of sites are great if you have a special offer to promote. You may not make a ton of money on it, but you'll probably get a lot of people coming in, a lot of new prospects, and if that's something that you can do, I definitely encourage that. Google AdWords. Maybe when your website is just starting out, Google AdWords is a good way to start building your web traffic. It is a paid service. They customize a campaign for you, or you hire somebody to manage a campaign, which ultimately should land you on the first page of a search engine search result page. Oops, sorry about that. Some tips and words of wisdom. That first one at the top says consistency and quality, not quantity. It's not all about blasting people 20 times a day with links to your website. It's about being consistent and finding that fine line of how often you want to be posting based on what people want to hear and want to see from you. And it's the quality of those posts. It's writing content and posting content, again, that people find valuable. You can post as much as you want, but if nobody's interacting or nobody's actually getting that message, then what's the point of putting it out there? So it's all about crafting messages and putting messages out there that people actually find valuable.
What do you recommend? Amount of time-wise, put in.
It depends on what your business does. I like to post at least once a day for most of the businesses that I manage. Sometimes twice a day if they're spaced out correctly. And then you want to also keep in mind, what times of day are your customers accessing their social media profiles? Are they a younger demographic who may be on their mobile phone all day looking at their Facebook feeds? Are they someone that might be visiting their Facebook before they go to work, or maybe on their lunch break? Are they going to be on Twitter or Facebook after work or on the weekends? It's something to kind of keep in mind depending on who your demographic is. So thinking, let's see, if you're a bar who offers a happy hour, you probably want to be posting links, mid-afternoon when people are ready to get off work and ready to go to happy hour, so they know what specials are out there. So you want to kind of tailor that to, what type of business you have. You just don't want to inundate. It's all about finding the fine line. And it is a fine line with staying consistent versus, really annoying people and turning them off. So that way they don't want to come back and see, what you're posting about. Know your time limitations. If you're a business owner, and you need to focus on your core competency to make your business run smoothly on a daily basis, and you can't dedicate the time you need to social media, hire somebody to do it. Don't count on, an intern, or, don't count on yourself sometimes if you know you don't have the time to do it. It's all about time management and consistency. So if you're able to stay consistent and manage it, that's awesome. If not, if you are going to be on social media, make sure that you have somebody that you trust that is managing it for you, so you can maintain that consistency. Developing a plan and a calendar. I encourage all of my clients to have a marketing plan and an online calendar to kind of plan out the next few months, so that way you know what's going on, you know the type of content you're going to be posting about. For instance, awareness months. October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and a tattoo shop that I work for wanted to do pink ribbon tattoos and donate the proceeds to charity. So we did an online press release, we promoted it with Facebook events, we promoted it to the local media, we promoted it on Twitter, and they had a great success. They got tons of people coming in for these pink ribbon tattoos. They donated all the proceeds to charity, and all the people that came in for these tattoos aren't in their normal demographics. So it opened the doors to a lot of new customers who, when they do want another tattoo, they're going to come back to them. So it's a great way to kind of enhance your online branding, interact in the community, and it's something to be aware of. So awareness months are a great tool when you're kind of planning out how you're going to craft your messages for the upcoming months. Monitoring the competition. Oops. Sorry about that.
On the bottom. This is a new version of PowerPoint, and you get around. So we can find it for you. Move by this one.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you. Monitoring the competition. You definitely want to know what your competitors are doing. Make sure you see how their Facebook page looks. Make sure you look on their Twitter profile, read their blog. You don't want to copy what they're doing, but you do want to make yourself aware of what your competitors are doing, so that way you can kind of, tailor your tactics, and awareness is the most important thing with monitoring the competition. Building a brand that you're proud of. One of the best things about social media is that you actually have control over your image. It used to not be like that. People used to hire ad agencies and craft these messages that were very sales oriented, but social media and online marketing and publicity allow you to take control and put the message out there that you want people to see. So it allows you to actually be proud of this brand that you're building and monitor what people are saying about you on Yelp and respond to them. It's a great time to be in business for yourself and to really embrace the tools that are out there. It's such a new thing, and it doesn't make you go out and spend all this money on advertising. You can really, put the power in your own hands. And incorporating social media into your website. Like I said, on my site, I've got the social media icons at the top of every page, which allows you to visit your social media profiles. There are sharing buttons that you can get the code for and put on your website that will allow people to like something on your website and have that cross over directly to their Facebook page. Ultimately, you want to keep your website as the hub. Like I said, the website is really the core of your business, and use all the different social networks as arms and branches coming off of that. So that way you're creating a full circle experience for yourself and your customers online. Sorry about that coming off at the bottom there. The bottom says measuring with Google Analytics. One way that you can actually measure the success of your social media marketing efforts is by setting up a Google Analytics account, making sure that you have the analytics code embedded on your website. And if you take a look at referring sites on Google Analytics, you should be able to see that Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, your blog are all sending traffic directly to your website. So when you want to see, is this working? Where is my web traffic coming from? Make sure you've got that Google Analytics set up so you can actually measure how many people are visiting your website as a result of Facebook or Twitter or a blog. It's an excellent tool and ultimately will provide you with some measurement. So in a nutshell, that is kind of the nuts and bolts about social media as a whole, online marketing tools, ways that you can use publicity to your benefit, and creating yourself or your business as an online brand that you can be proud of. Are there any questions?
First of all, let's go around the